God himself. Like I had prayed all these prayers.
Sleeping, not dead.
Hello everyone. Sleeping, not dead.
Sleep not dead. Sleep take
kitubwira ku bintu byinshi tunyuramo tukabihereza amazina Imana itabihaye.
And I greet all of you in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ. So I am honored to share some of the things I got from the book Sleeping Not Dead by Dr.
Hello everyone. Sleeping, not dead. This book was amazing. It reminded me so many things, and the big one was that the Lord doesn't work with our clock. Sometimes we want to rush things, we want that this happen right now according to our calendar, but the Lord doesn't work with our clock. He follows his purpose. And what we may call the delay of the Lord is the preparation of something very big for us. So for anyone who's going through a hard time, remember that what may seem dead is only sleeping in the heart of the Lord.
Sleeping, Not Dead. What a book. I've had the pleasure of reading the book, and it came to me at such a time that I really needed it. I was feeling discouraged and feeling like God isn't answering my prayers. Is he not listening? And this book really, really helps to ease that and understand and know that God is listening. So I am so thankful for this book. I'm thankful that Agape listened to the Lord. This book is well written, it's easy to read, and it is spot on what God tells us in the Bible. I am very thankful for the book. I am thankful for Agape. And I got to understand something very special that literally changed my life. So this is understanding how when someone has faith, it's not all about having a family, but it comes with something that takes or makes someone start working when others are just waiting for the proof. It is not only that, it also tells someone to see or teaches someone to see a closed door, and not as a burden, but having that mindset that God is opening a bigger door in the background. That brings us to understand that the faith makes our soul believe, and it restores our hope, which I can say that this hope makes our souls stand firm and strengthened. And secondly, our soul, when strengthened, waiting becomes bearable. Thank you.
Sleeping not dead. Ubwiye yuko ari ngombwa ko byose uziga mu buzima ubyigishwa n'amakosa anyizera. Hari ibyo twakigishwa n'amakosa, hari ibyo twakigishwa ku birenge by'abaturanije. Muri ubwo buryo rero, no mu byo twigira ku birenge by'abaturanije turasoma. Igitabo Sleeping Not Dead kitubwira ku bintu byinshi tunyuramo tukabihereza amazina Imana itabihaye, bimwe tukavuga ko byapfuye, Imana ibyita ko bisinziriye. Ibindi tukavuga ko ari ikimenyetso cy'uko Imana yadutaye, ariko Imana ibyita yuko ari uburyo gukoresha ibeza gusa nayo. Bene data, ndakwifuza gusoma iki gitabo, uzabona love language y'Imana, ukuntu Imana ikunda bitandukanye n'abantu. Bimwe dushobora kwitiranya tukavuga yuko ari ikimenyetso cyo gutabwa, ariko ari ikimenyetso cyo gukundwa.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I live here in the United States. And I had the pleasure of reading Patrick's book, Sleeping Not Dead. I will tell you that, Patrick, I am so thankful for you obeying God and listening to him and writing this book and getting your message out to those who read it. At the time of me reading this book, I was at a point in my life where I felt that I was unseen, I was unheard, that I was just kind of dead to the world, to those around me, to God himself. Like I had prayed all these prayers and I was asking and begging him for help. And I just didn't see the kingdom moving in my home like I felt that it should be. I literally felt that I was dead in my home, like I was not there, that my prayers were falling on deaf ears. And after reading this book and seeing things happening during the time I read this book, Patrick had me in a moment where I realized that my journey and my walk with Christ, I was at a sleeping moment, I was at a standstill moment, I was at a rest moment, that I was not dead. I was still alive in God's eyes. My prayers were still being heard. The kingdom has moved in my home. I have seen it all happen by the grace of God, because I did not deserve it. But reading Patrick's book showed me that even in those quiet moments that I have, and sometimes I feel they are quite often, that I'm just sleeping, I'm resting, and I'm not dead. I'm not dead to God. I am a child of God, and I am His daughter, and He hears my cries, and He hears my plead with Him over any situation. I'm so thankful for Patrick for this book.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayenzi. I just want to share with you guys something that touches my heart. I recently finished the book, Sleeping Not Dead, and it really did impacted me. It was inspired by Matthew 9:24. The girl is not dead but sleeping. I realized that what feels like first delayed or impossible in my life isn't over yet. This book mainly reminded me that faith isn't just believing, it's trusting God through every delay, every trial, and even speaking hope, as well as seeing beyond what I can't yet understand. In fact, I learned that faith should be more than a feeling, it should be a lens that changes how we interpret circumstances. After finishing it, I realized how much it spoke to me and changed the way I see difficult seasons in my life, for until God appointed and intended time, everything will come to pass. Echoing another message I learned from this book, I learned that death and finality aren't God's language, resurrection is. And most importantly, this book really inspired me personally, not only to trust God more, but also encouraged me to pursue my dream of writing a book someday, hoping that one day my words might encourage someone the way this book did to me. I can't end this without thanking the author, Patrick. Thank you so much for writing this book. I'm really looking forward to more of your work. May God bless you so much.
Imana yakoze cyane kuyobora agape ngo yandike ikintu cyahinduye imitima yacu mu gutegereza, mu kwihangana, mu gutizwa. Akenshi Imana iri kuduforoma, iri gushimira karagitari zacu, tureba no kwihangana, kwishingikirizaho kurushaho, nk'uko agape byamubereye, nk'uko mwasomye mu gitabo abantu bashije gusoma kugeza ubu. Hari aho yategereje, bamwe ntibumve umuhamagaro we, abandi baramusoma, ariko yategereje yihanganye. Ibyo yabonaga nk'aho bitari gukoreka, Imana yari kumuforomamo agape wanditse igitabo turi gusoma twese kikadufasha. Hari gutegereza, kwihangana, bizadufasha kuba abantu b'umumaro mu gihe kiri imbere, tukazafasha abandi bari mu gihe gisa n'icyo twari turimo.
One thing that I appreciate most about the book, Sleeping Not Dead, is how easily I could relate to it. Author used real life examples together with relevant Bible verses, which facilitated me to clearly understand it in the context of my daily life and my personal experience. And I read this book in exactly the right time where I was experiencing the soft ups in my career and abilities at the moment, and I could really see the revelation of God, the author, because the problems, all the questions and challenges I have running into my head were able to be responded through reading this book. I was also struggling to believe over my insights and thoughts around a problem friend of mine was going through related to his calling and ministry work. And the story about my friend was exactly similar to the story, to the career path story of the author. And through reading this book, I could see that purpose over his life. And I thank the Lord that I read this book before start mocking my friend and become like celebrity over
to God Himself. Like, I had prayed all these prayers and I was asking and begging Him for help. And I just didn't see the kingdom moving in my home like I felt that it should be. I literally felt that I was dead in my home. Like, I was not there. That my prayers were falling on deaf ears. And after reading this book and seeing things happening during the time I read this book, Patrick had me in a moment where I realized that my journey and my walk with Christ, I was at a sleeping moment, I was at a standstill moment, I was at a resting moment, but I was not dead. I was still alive in God's eyes. My prayers were still being heard. The kingdom has moved in my home. I have seen it all happen by the grace of God. I did not deserve it. But reading Patrick's book showed me that even in those quiet moments that I've had, and sometimes I feel they are quite often, that I'm just sleeping, I'm resting, and I'm not dead. I'm not dead to God. I am a child of God. I am His daughter. He hears my cry. He hears my weeping. And over any situation, I'm so thankful for Patrick for this book. It has truly opened my heart to see the kingdom perspective. And Patrick, I just want to say thank you again for sharing your book with me. And I pray that God continues to open your heart to write books that spread His word. You have moved mountains and continue to move mountains and change hearts and change minds. And I just want to say I love you, brother, and thank you.
And I am very, very grateful to Moza for accepting to become our channel through which people like me are restored and through which our faith can be strengthened. And I really appreciate your courage and the way you understand the Lord's calling and decided to write this book in the way that can help a person who is struggling to understand God's timing. Another one important thing I realized about this book, this is not a book that you read once and feel like you now understand 100% about what the book is talking about, but rather it's where you face those difficult moments where you feel like your faith is failing you, and when you felt like waiting seasons become forever and you need to come back to some chapters of this book and read them again and understand them again and play through them again. And I like the part where I could play for us different perspectives. And this is a book where you can return to some pages and play again and understand again whenever situations and waiting seasons feels like forever. And lastly, while reading this book, I was not just reading for the sake of reading, but rather I see God's message, which was calling me to be a strong believer again and see that God's timing see timing in God's perspective rather than